Quitting these things will simplify your life. Y'all know I'm all for quitting. I think quitting, it helps in a lot of ways when it comes to quitting. And a lot of people, when they hear quit, they feel like it's a bad thing. But I feel like the word quit should be a good thing as well. It's all about context. It's all about situation. How things go down is if you quitting is good or bad. As long as you learn a lesson from the quit, I'm good. Learn a lesson. Learn a lesson. Don't be a quitter. Quit something. After you learn the lesson. Y'all know how that goes. But let's go ahead and get right into this. Quitting these things will simplify your life. Let's get it.
Past year or so, I have found out that it is the things that I stopped doing that have actually improved my life the most. So today I wanted to share with you 15 things that I've quit doing that have actually improved my life. Reading instead of doing. I have read an insane amount of books. I've listened to literally thousands of podcasts and YouTube videos, and I'm always trying to find more things that will improve my life. But recently, I have kind of stopped taking in so much information because I realized that I was just reading and I wasn't really putting what I was reading or watching or listening to into action. So that's something that I've stopped doing. That's literally been saving me some time every single day and just focusing more on doing, on living, on experiencing instead of constantly learning. I think learning was a great thing for me, but after, a couple hundred books, I know most of what they're going to say already, and I need to actually put what they're saying into action. And one of those things that I learned from Essentialism and the 4-Hour Work Week was to stop saying yes to so many things. Like recently, I've been going to physical therapy for my shoulder. It's been messed up for like 8 years, but I have this rule that I never agree.
All right, so the first one was to quit reading. Y'all know I like that one. I do like quit reading, not because you don't need to read, but you need to apply the things that you have in those books. Like I said, when I first started my journey, all I was doing was reading. Reading. We getting them books back to back to back. But the more you read, the less, really to me, the less you're applying a lot of times, because you're right on to the next thing. I really believe in, you don't have to read 1,000 books. If you have 10 books that you've read 1,000 times, you would know what to get out of those books way better than if you, like I said, read 1,000 books. So read those 10 books 1,000 times. This year, so far, I've only read, one book at the beginning of the year, and the rest I've been working. I've been putting in that work. I've been trying to do that. I do plan on reading Rich Dad, Poor Dad again. Like I said, I like to read books again. I'll read that one again probably real soon. I was going to read it on this trip, but everything's been taking over a lot. So I didn't get to read it on this trip, but I will make sure that that's the next book that I will be reading is Rich Dad, Poor Dad. But I definitely quit reading how I was reading before, because it's literally, I've read all these books. They do start to repeat, and then I'm not applying what I was getting from them. So, like I said, that first one was a great one.
Agree to anything on the spot. So if anybody asks me for anything, I will never say yes. It doesn't matter what you ask me for, I will never say yes on the spot. So even after the first appointment, when they're looking to book the next one, I was like, I'll get back to you tomorrow with some times once I check out my calendar. I might not have needed to do that for physical therapy, but that has been my default for about the past year, is just saying no to whatever people ask me, and then giving myself at least 24 hours to think about it, decide if it's something that I want to do, if it's something that I need to do. That way I never get pressured into doing anything that doesn't align with what I want to actually be doing just to please the person or because it's awkward. Which leads me into
Number two was
phone calls.
Stop saying yes. I think we all say yes a little too much sometimes, and I definitely have practiced saying no. Like, I can't make it. I can't provide you with this. I can't do it. Because because of the balance thing to me. Like I'm working, I'm doing this, I'm doing that. I have to learn to say no. So that's what I've been saying. Like people will say you're invited to this, you're invited to that. Not this time. Not this time. And the biggest one for me I say no to is probably vacations, y'all. Everyone wants to go on a vacation for every reason in the book, and I just can't do it. I just can't do it. So clearing your time, not always giving everybody all your time, say no. And I promise you, you will see that, okay, I definitely was probably a little over leveraged in a lot of the things that I was doing. In a lot of them.
Which I don't really do anymore. I used to always answer the phone because I was worried that, it'd be something important and that I would miss it. And for the past year, I have not really answered my phone, except for literally family, because I turned on this thing called like personal. So pretty much all day and all night, nobody can really call me unless they're on like my approved call list. And doing that makes my phone ring, every other day, maybe once or twice a week, like not all that often. If it's important, people know to just text me, and that allows me to focus so much more. It stops so many random interruptions. All the spam calls, they're just gone because my phone doesn't ring. Honestly, if you get a bunch of phone calls, this is like life-changing. And I guess while we're on the topic of phones, I have 0 notifications on here besides text messages from approved people. Everything else I do not receive notifications for. No email, no social media, no apps, nothing. And that again just saves me a lot of like mental space of like checking to see if something popped up. No, when I want to like check messages, I'll go into the Messenger app, I'll go into, Instagram or whatever, but I never get notified about anything, and it's amazing. And I guess a sidebar in that, like kind of more business related, but I never really take meetings when people ask to meet.
Yeah, those last two are all about that phone. I agree with him on some of those. I agree with him on some of those. Y'all know I'm not really one to pick up that phone and call people. But even I will answer, but I don't want to be on the phone all day. Definitely not. And then the notification thing, I think I need to personally stop some of the notifications I got on my phone too, cuz I'm like, gosh, Lee, I can't focus on working cuz then ding. Hold on, what's going on? And I got a whole bunch of just random stuff that pops up all the time too. I think I need to initiate that. I need to apply that to my life and get some of these notifications out the way. I did do some of them, but I don't think I went far enough, y'all. I don't think I did far enough. Like group chats in my phone, none of them gonna ring. Ain't none of them gonna ring. I'm gonna have to check that guy. Ain't none of them ringing, because let's be real. Group chats, when people get going, OD. OD. It's OD'd automatically. So no, you're not going to check me in that. But the other notifications get me too. The Instagrams, I don't be on Twitter, but I got Instagram. I be having news things that pop up all the time. They definitely can be. I need to quit that. Because like I said, I don't talk on the phone a lot anyway. So that's not bad, but that notification one, man, that's a good one. That's a good one. I personally do enjoy talking on the phone sometimes as well. As long as it's not distracting me from my work, I'm good on that. So that's not just one immediately that I need. But let's keep going.
For something, I always ask if we can do it over, email first, and if not email, then over a phone call, and if not over a phone call, then a Zoom call, and if not a Zoom call, then I will meet in person. Especially if it's business related, I try to have as few meetings as humanly possible because generally they're just a big waste of time. Only working. This used to be a trap that I was really stuck in. It was this idea that I had to work more. I had to fill every moment with being productive, with getting more done, with climbing higher up the ladder, with doing all this stuff. And I realized that I had no friends, I had no hobbies, I wasn't really enjoying this life that I had kind of built and all this work that I had put in. I wasn't enjoying it at all. I wasn't taking time to breathe, I was getting stressed out. So that is something that I am really focusing on not doing, is not having my life revolve around work, but having work be something that I enjoy doing and that adds to my life, but it is not my life, it's not my identity, is my work. I think that's something that's hard for YouTubers in particular, because like I have to look at my life to find ideas for my work, so it's really easy to just like always be like in this loop of like, you know, coming up with ideas and putting stuff out there. But when I was able to find a little bit more separation, that has really helped me enjoy the process a lot more, and also like make better stuff, because I'm actually living my life and looking for experiences in my life instead of just treating it too much like a job. By the way, if you are like a YouTuber, I do have a 7-day free YouTube course. It's wicked good. People have said it's better than like courses they've paid for. So check it out. There's a link down below. Keeping junk food.
All right, so those two were pretty much work related. I would quit working as much too, but my job, they force us to do that. My job believes in a work-life balance. Y'all know what that is? The word of the day again, balance. You do all this hard work, you do all this stuff. Sometimes it's easy to forget what is important, and taking some time out to actually do the things that you enjoy is important, and actually keeping you healthy so that you can get more work done in the long run. And that's actually something crazy to think about. Like, taking a break actually helps you work more productively. You feel me? Like, yeah, I can work until I drop. But when I drop, then I'm not working. You're not getting it done. While somebody who practices a balance in life, a work-life balance, they get way further because they're like slow and steady. You know, they say slow and steady wins the race. And sometimes that's what you need in order to even keep going. You don't want to burn out so fast, you know, because you're working hard, you burn out. So I definitely believe in a work-life balance, y'all. I work hard and play harder. That's how that goes. We gonna work hard over here. We gonna work hard, but we gonna play harder. You know, we gotta get it done. Got to. But yes, work-life balance matters. I know so many people, even with myself, when I get in a mode of working, I can see my mental definitely goes pretty much down. It definitely goes down. But every time I have that balance, I work better, I get things done quicker, and everything just works smoothly. So he definitely has a point when it comes to you got to quit overworking. That don't mean, y'all know I practice hard work. That's what we do in 2024 is we working hard. We trying to outwork people. But that does not mean that we're going to overwork ourselves to the point where we lose the race altogether because we can't finish. You feel me? So definitely, he had some good ones on that.
Around the house. So I'm currently trying to watch my weight for the next couple weeks. I'm trying to like cut, but I have no self-control. So if I have food in the house, I will absolutely eat it. But for me, I have found that it's actually hard for me to gain weight when I'm eating whole, healthy, natural, like whole foods, when I'm eating steak, potato, vegetables, fruits. It's actually kind of hard to overeat when I do that. And for me, snacks is a big one. So instead of having, you know, chips or cereal, different bars that are actually really high in calories, I have a ton of fruit around now. Apples. I even traded like regular chips for these masa ones, which are like real ingredients. It's just like corn, beef tallow, and salt. So they're actually like a lot more filling. Really focusing on creating an environment that is designed for me to achieve my goals, so I don't have to practice self-control throughout most of the day. And it's actually helped so much. I realized that
to keep this thing moving, I need to do that too. Y'all know, make sure y'all check me out on Instagram, y'all. I be doing my sexy back challenge. I need to really get back in that. I have been walking and jogging. I just ain't been posting me bringing that sexy back like I was when I was at home. So I definitely need to get back on that, and then I need to get rid of the junk food, just like he said. Let's keep this thing moving, though.
Shopping is one of the worst things that I can do. I used to do it when I was bored. It's so easy to do online now. Like that idea of Amazonnesia, which is like you order something that you absolutely needed, and then when it comes around the next day, you forgot what it was, and you're like, oh, what did I order? And you open up the box and you're like, what on earth is it? It used to happen to me a lot, and since I have stopped like shopping. I'd never go to the store. I very rarely buy things online. I've had a lot more money, a lot less crap in my house that I will eventually have to donate. And I just think that everything I buy needs to, you know, kind of fit in a criteria of it makes my life easier, it makes me money, or it just like makes me happy. And it used to be that most of the things in my house and that I bought didn't fall into that criteria. You know, obviously there's necessities, but something to think about. Having a perfect clean home, especially again as a YouTuber, this is something that can be hard.
Oh Lord, y'all, having a perfect clean house. Don't nobody really got a perfect clean house. Let's just go ahead. Shopping though. Shopping, I never had that habit. I know some of y'all do, so you might need to quit that habit. Become a financially responsible adult, and I promise you, your shopping habits will change a little bit. It'll change a little bit. It might not change all the way, but it'll change a little bit. But a clean house, come on, y'all. That's one thing you can't quit doing. That's the one thing you can't keep doing. Of course, it ain't gonna be perfect, but I definitely hate when people use the stop cleaning thing. Like, why are you gonna stop cleaning? I don't even want to listen to this part, y'all. We are definitely gonna skip this part. I'm not doing that. I will forever clean my house. Yes, I clean it once a week, but I will not quit cleaning. If I go too long with cleaning, it backs me up, my mental up. That's what I will never stop cleaning, okay? That's one thing that I will not do. I advise people to clean. I advise people to declutter. I advise that. So we're not going to listen to this one. Quit having a clean home. You need to, if it take 5 seconds to do it then your house won't be as dirty. Lord. But that, I'm not listening to that. Let's see why he quit being frugal, though.
I used to do where I would spend way too much time trying to save money. Like I would spend an extra half an hour of my time to try to save an extra $5 by going to a different store or by looking for cheaper gas. And there is like a place for being frugal. I'm still pretty frugal, but I don't take it to the extreme that way, where if there is a service or just something that's gonna save me time, I'm okay with paying to buy back my life. I'm okay with spending $10 more or $20 more to buy back an hour of my life. Or if like I have a weakness, I'm okay with paying for help to make that better. For instance, with the sponsor of this video, Grammarly. It turns out that Meredith has been using Grammarly for over a year and she never told me about it. I cannot tell you how upset this made me. I just don't even know what to say. For real.
I told y'all being frugal is being cheap. Did I not tell y'all being frugal was being cheap? Being frugal is being cheap. Like he said, I had to cut that out a little bit, being frugal, because I'm going too hard. When people say they going frugal, bro, I swear it's like you going hardcore. Like he said, to save that money, I'm going to go to the cheaper store that's 5 minutes further than the other store to save that $5. That's what being frugal is. That's what I was saying. That is exactly what being frugal is. I would quit that too. Being frugal is not fun. I do not like being frugal at all. Now, being a financially responsible adult is what we're aiming for. Being frugal, we can throw that in the trash. Kobe.
Newsletters, emails, text messages. I have a problem with signing up for stuff that is free and then never looking at it after the first one. I'll do this to get a discount at like an online store. I'll give them my number and then I'm getting texts for months. So I regularly go through and unsubscribe for those if I actually do it. Or like email newsletters, sometimes I'll sign up for them and then if they're just not giving me the value or I was like lost interest in them, I will unsubscribe from those things. Like I have one myself that I send out, but I try to do it like once every other week or once a month because I want to make sure that I'm never being that for other people, because I've signed up for some and they're like daily and then I either spend way too much time reading them or I just lose interest, but then I keep seeing that email even after I stopped reading it like every single day. So if you're signed up to too many, don't. Setting goals instead of systems. So this is the common trap of like, I'm trying to hit, 1 million subscribers. I'm trying to save up and buy this house, get this promotion, do whatever your goal is, even get in shape. And it turns out the answer to that is not setting goals, but instead setting systems. Then I stop feeling like I'm failing at my goals and instead break it down to like, I'm not trying to get in shape, which is this like elusive goal that you can't really quantify, but instead I am being somebody who works out. I'm working out 3 times a week. That is my system. Whatever happens, happens. But if I eat good and I work out consistently, I'm gonna get in shape. But if I just focus on the small things, the big things kind of take care of themselves. I think that's similar to...
He hit that one on the head, y'all. I like that one. Setting systems instead of goals. He is not lying on that. Make sure y'all go check out my video on that. Setting systems instead of goals, y'all. When you have a goal, the goal just up there in the air. You feel me? You trying to meet this goal, but the thing that you need to be setting up is the system in order to reach that goal. That's the key right there. With anything, it's the system behind reaching that goal. Let me give y'all a clean example. This just happened, and this is why my gym experience is all over the place. So before this, y'all, the system for going to the gym is my brother is my trainer. Not just my trainer, but he's also my accountability partner's trainer as well. We had a system set up. The system is smooth. The system's working. We go to the gym at this time, between this time range, we work it out. We chop it down. We go to the gym. He trains us. Then the system changes because my accountability partner wants to go to a whole nother gym than where our trainer, who is my brother, goes to. So our whole system got messed up, and we both ain't been to the gym in a month. Ain't that crazy? I'm telling y'all. When our system was there, it was done, we were good. We were consistent in that gym. Y'all was seeing them sexy back pictures. But as soon as that system got uprooted, I'm telling you, it took 2-3 days. The whole system messed up. That's all it took, just like that. Our goal down the drain because the system behind it was really what mattered. The system behind it was what was getting us to that gym every day. That's why setting your systems is more important than actually getting to that goal. Because once that system is running and you don't have any, you don't try to change nothing, you don't try to uproot your whole system, that goal will come eventually. The goal will come eventually. So he just gave a key point is to set up your system behind your goal. And you're going to reach that goal no matter what. So forget about the goals. Set up that system.
To the destination versus the journey. I used to always focus on the destination of something, reaching a certain amount of subscribers or whatever. And because of that, I was always feeling like once I get there, then I'll be happy. But something that I realized recently when I hit 500,000 subscribers is like the next day, after having this goal for 3-4 years, whatever it was, I felt zero different. And you know what? That actually was a good thing because now I'm really a lot more focused on trying to enjoy the journey. Instead of looking at things as a struggle, like maybe when my kids are acting up or when work is hard, whatever it is, I'm trying to enjoy the process, be present for the process, and let it better me. So less destination, more journey. Trying to be happy.
That was another one right there. It's about the journey, not the destination, y'all. Go read The Alchemist. I actually do enjoy The Alchemist. It's probably one of my top 5 books. I do have a top 5 books, y'all, that I read. I've read a couple books now. I've read plenty, I feel like now. But the ones that I've actually read multiple times, those are probably my top 5. So I'm going to have to probably share that with y'all eventually, my top 5 books that I really do enjoy reading and I've read multiple times. It's certain books, like I said, I like reading them multiple times. So those are the ones that kind of go down. But he's not lying. That journey is what matters. That destination gonna come eventually. But what you get during that journey, that's who make you what you are. That's where all the good stuff comes from. That's where all the bad stuff comes from. But it's needed to get you to that destination. So enjoy the journey. And yeah, the journey's not always going to be happy. Like he said, he stopped trying to be happy. That's about being on that journey. You're going to have ups. You're going to have downs. So that's just, in order to keep this thing rolling though, we gonna go ahead and, Yeah, we're gonna listen to the last two. I do want to hear the last two, but the one on clothing I don't want to hear. So let's keep going.
There's this quote that really changed a lot for me from the 4-Hour Workweek. Excitement is a more practical synonym for happiness. It's precisely what you should strive to chase. It's a cure-all. Now, I don't think excitement is a cure-all if you're always chasing a high. That's not necessarily going to work. But as I've been hanging out with more successful people that you think like, oh, they are a millionaire, or they just sold this huge company, or whatever it was, they didn't really feel happier after that. And a lot of times happiness comes down to choosing to enjoy what you're doing now. Don't try to be happy. Assuming that I am right. When you assume that you are right, even about stuff you're pretty sure you're right about, it's just generally a recipe for bad things to happen. So this is something that I love to do, is like give my opinion on something. So like if I'm having a conversation with somebody, I'll be like, hey, this is what I think, but you know what? I'm wrong all the time. What do you think? And having that type of mindset, like saying that, will allow you to be able to have a rational conversation with somebody who might have different beliefs than you. And if you come into it with an open mind that like, I've been wrong about a lot of stuff in my life. My opinions have changed about a lot of stuff. So you know what, maybe I'm wrong. And pretty much everybody has something that I can learn from them in. And if you go in with that mindset, as opposed to like, I'm right, I know I'm right, then it's just like, I don't know. It's a lot less enjoyable to do that for me. Keeping clothes that I do not wear. Yeah, so I used to wear a lot more colors like last year.
All right, y'all, we're gonna go ahead and get him on out of here. That was some good things to quit. Y'all know I had those two. They fired me up every single time. That quit reading and apply yourself, that fired me up, and that quit making goals and make systems instead, that always fires me up. I ain't gonna lie to y'all. I'm not gonna lie to y'all. That's Atomic Habits right there. That is definitely, that always gets me fired up. Those two topics, they always get me fired up, as well as the journey. I like that too. So yeah, y'all, as y'all see, there's a lot of things that you can quit that'll make your life a little bit more enjoyable. He talks about a lot of different things though. So I understand why he probably didn't quit doing drugs and drinking and go sober for a little while. That's another one I would advise a lot of people to do. Especially if you're searching for some happiness. You know, if you're trying to find happiness within yourself, maybe go sober for a little while. That one also is a plus one that I will add. Because I know I went probably about a year and a half ago. I went about 3-4 months without drinking. That was for myself. So that was one of those that I say, it always helps out. It always helps out. So yeah, if you're with me still, make sure you like, subscribe, and leave a comment. Leave a comment.